Okay. Trigger warning for anyone who has ever experienced or witnessed child neglect or abuse. This story is going to be pretty intense. I'm going to leave the link in the description for this full video and also previous videos that I've watched related to this clip. This is going to be a waitress telling her story about a little boy that she rescued from not just abuse but torture. The things that this poor little 11-year-old went through by the hands of his stepfather and I shudder to even call her a mother, allowing it just baffles me. But thank God for this woman, and we're gonna go ahead and listen to what she saw, and just again a last and final trigger warning, and ladies, grab your tissues.
It's a very emotional situation for our staff, for our detectives, seasoned veteran officers of this agency. That's how appalling this situation was. Now we'll turn it over to our hero, please.
So I was working at the restaurant that night, and a family came in, like a regular family. So we start serving them, and I observed that everyone received the food, but not the kid. And this kept my attention, and I went to the table to ask if was something wrong with the food, with the order. And the man told me that no, that was everything fine, and that the boy is gonna have his dinner at home that night. So, and I'm a mother also, and this was very strange to me, because you don't deny food for a kid, especially in a restaurant. So, and in this time, the boy was using a hoodie, a mask, and a glass. So we was not able to see much of his face. But I could see that he had a big scratch on between his eyebrows, and a couple minutes later I saw some bruise on his the side of his eyes, and after bruises here. So I feel that something really wrong was happened there with the kid, and I start thinking what I should do and what I could do. So thank God he was sitting in the only chair that I was able to show him a sign, because he could see me, but the parents don't. So I wrote a sign asking him if he was okay, and he nodded no. But I knew it, that he is afraid, or he's not comfortable saying that he needs help. Couple minutes later, I wrote another sign asking him if he needs help. And this is when he nodded yes, and make a movement with his hand like that, showing that he didn't know what to do. And was when I called 911, and a couple minutes later the police came in and took over the situation in an amazing way. Instead of, and thanks God, the boy is safe now.
As I said earlier, I'm going to leave the link for this video for you to watch the full clip. Luckily, the stepfather was arrested that evening, and I believe there will be further charges pressed against the mother for neglect and allowing the abuse to happen. I'm not sure if she was part of the abuse yet, as this is a new thing that just happened a couple of days ago. If you can't already tell, I'm pretty emotional right now, as I'm sure a lot of people were. I'm just so grateful that this woman was there and she listened to her mother's intuition and she knew something was wrong and she went with it. She didn't leave that boy without help, and thank God for that, because as you will hear in other reports and even in the beginning of this video, which I did not record, the stuff that poor boy went through is just horrifying. If you know someone is going through something, especially a vulnerable child who can't defend themselves, please speak up. Don't be afraid to tell, report it, scream it from the mountaintops. We have to be the voice and the protectors of children, especially if their own parents are not. I didn't go through as extensive of abuse as this poor boy did, but I went through a lot, and I went through it frequently, and so did my siblings, but me especially, and a lot of people knew about it and did nothing. Of course, it was different times then as well, and corporal punishment wasn't frowned upon, but people knew and did nothing. Authorities even got involved at several points and did nothing. And honestly, there were plenty of times where I'm surprised I'm still here. But that being said, we have to be the children's advocates. We have to speak up. We have to protect them. It really, truly does take a village to raise a child. Please do not be afraid to speak out. And again, God bless this wonderful woman for helping that little boy. Hug your kids tight. Love them. And I'll see you in the next video. Love you all, and God